On a late spring evening in May 2024,
A joke!
the parents of Millbrook High School gathered in the modestly sized conference room for what was intended to be a routine parent-teacher meeting. The focus was clear: to address ongoing concerns about bullying incidents involving Emma Harper, a 15-year-old sophomore. The atmosphere was tense but controlled as Lisa Harper, Emma's mother, began to speak with a mix of apprehension and determination. She was there to advocate for her daughter, hoping the meeting would lead to meaningful action against the harassment Emma had been enduring for months. Lisa's voice, steady yet tinged with emotion, recounted the repeated taunts and exclusion Emma faced, painting a picture of a young girl struggling to navigate the social minefield of high school. The room, populated by several teachers, the school principal, and a handful of other parents, listened attentively. It was a gathering meant to foster understanding and collaboration, a platform for concerned adults to work together in protecting vulnerable students. Before we jump into the intense events surrounding the parent-teacher meeting at Millbrook High School, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button so you never miss an update. And tell me, how do you feel about bullying in schools? Suddenly, the room's fragile calm shattered. Tyler Reynolds, a 15-year-old student sitting near the back, abruptly interrupted Lisa mid-sentence. His voice cut through the conversation like a jagged knife, sharp and accusatory. "You're lying. Emma's the one causing trouble, not the other way around," he declared, eyes blazing with defiance. The outburst stunned everyone present. Lisa froze, momentarily caught off guard by the unexpected confrontation. The teachers exchanged uneasy glances, and the principal, Karen Jacobs, leaned forward, seeking to regain control of the room. Tyler's interruption was more than just a verbal outburst. It was an eruption of pent-up frustration and anger that no one had anticipated. His sudden intrusion during what was supposed to be a constructive dialogue sent ripples of shock throughout the school community. The room, once a place for calm discussion, now buzzed with a charged energy that threatened to derail the entire meeting. Principal Jacobs cleared her throat and attempted to steer the meeting back on course. "Tyler, please allow Mrs. Harper to finish. We are here to address concerns respectfully," she said firmly but calmly. Tyler, however, was undeterred. He continued speaking, his voice rising as he challenged the narrative Lisa was presenting. His accusations against Emma were pointed and personal, accusing her not only of fabricating the bullying claims, but also of manipulating adults and stirring conflict among students. The disruption caused a palpable shift in the room's dynamics. Parents who had come to support Lisa now found themselves caught between conflicting accounts. Some looked at Tyler with surprise and skepticism. Others showed signs of frustration at the breakdown of order. The teachers struggled to maintain decorum while ensuring both sides were heard. Lisa's composure wavered as Tyler's words cut deep. She took a moment to collect herself before responding, her voice steadier but laced with hurt. "Emma has been struggling, and we've tried everything to make the bullying stop. This isn't just a misunderstanding," she insisted, glancing around the room for support. But Tyler's interruption had already sown seeds of doubt among some attendees, complicating what had been a straightforward issue. As the verbal tension escalated, the meeting's original purpose began to slip away. The focus shifted from finding solutions to managing conflict. The school staff exchanged quick whispers, deciding when and how to intervene. The atmosphere grew heavier, charged with emotion and uncertainty. The incident did not go unnoticed beyond the walls of the conference room. Word of Tyler's outburst spread quickly through the halls of Millbrook High the next day, carried by students and staff alike. The school community found itself grappling with more than just the initial bullying allegations. Now, questions arose about student behavior, respect for dialogue, and the broader school climate. Parents outside the meeting room expressed mixed reactions. Some sympathized with Lisa and viewed Tyler's actions as disruptive and disrespectful. Others wondered if there were deeper issues at play between the students, hinting at complexities that hadn't been fully addressed. The incident sparked conversations in nearby neighborhoods, social media groups, and local community centers, highlighting how a single moment could ignite widespread concern. Within the school administration, the response was swift. Principal Jacobs convened an emergency meeting with counselors, teachers, and security personnel to discuss the incident and its implications. She emphasized the importance of maintaining respectful communication during parent-teacher interactions and the need to address underlying tensions among students. Meanwhile, Lisa received an outpouring of support from other parents who had witnessed the disruption firsthand. Many reached out to offer condolences for the emotional strain she was experiencing and to affirm their belief in her concerns. The solidarity helped Lisa feel less isolated in her fight, even as the conflict complicated the path forward. The meeting marked a turning point for Millbrook High's approach to student relations and parental involvement. It exposed fault lines within the school community, between students, parents, and staff, and underscored the challenges of addressing bullying in a way that acknowledged multiple perspectives. Tyler Reynolds, the student who had interrupted the meeting, became a focal point of attention. His sudden and vehement opposition to Lisa's account raised questions about his motives and the nature of his relationship with Emma. Teachers recalled previous incidents where Tyler had displayed a confrontational attitude, though none had escalated to this level of public disruption. The event also highlighted the emotional toll such conflicts take on young people. Emma, already struggling with bullying, was now at the center of a contentious debate that involved not only her peers, but also her family and school officials. The strain on her mental health became a pressing concern for counselors and educators alike. As the school community absorbed the shock of the parent-teacher meeting's breakdown, plans were set in motion to better understand the root causes of the conflict. Conversations about bullying, student behavior, and the role of parents in school matters gained renewed urgency. The incident served as a catalyst for deeper reflection on how to create a safer and more respectful environment for all students. In the weeks that followed, the memory of that May evening lingered. The conference room where the meeting took place became a symbol of a pivotal moment, a clash of voices that forced Millbrook High to confront difficult truths about its student body and the challenges inherent in fostering open communication. The ripple effects extended beyond the school, touching families and community members invested in the well-being of the next generation. For now, the story was far from over. The unexpected outburst by Tyler Reynolds was just the beginning of a complex and unfolding situation that would test the resilience of students, parents, and educators alike. The school year pressed on, carrying with it the weight of unresolved tensions and the hope that dialogue and understanding might yet prevail. Following the turbulent parent-teacher meeting at Millbrook High School in May 2024, the focus shifted toward understanding the deeper context behind the confrontation. Principal Karen Jacobs had convened the session with the specific intent of addressing the ongoing bullying concerns involving Emma Harper, a 15-year-old sophomore whose repeated reports had prompted heightened attention from school staff. The meeting was meant to be a forum for cooperative problem-solving between parents, teachers, and administrators. Yet instead, it was upended by an unexpected and volatile disruption. Principal Jacobs had arranged the gathering after receiving multiple complaints from Emma and her family about persistent harassment from a group of students. The administration sought to create an environment where Lisa Harper, Emma's mother, could voice her concerns directly to those responsible for student welfare and disciplinary measures. The hope was that such transparency would galvanize efforts to curb the bullying and provide support for Emma's emotional well-being. When the meeting commenced, Lisa Harper was visibly determined but understandably emotional. She began by recounting specific incidents that had taken place over the past several months. Episodes of verbal taunts, social exclusion, and targeted whispers that had escalated in severity. Her voice was steady, yet the strain of these ongoing struggles was evident. She appealed to the school staff for a stronger response, emphasizing the toll the bullying was taking on Emma's academic performance and mental health. Lisa's testimony was met with a mixture of sympathy and concern. Teachers acknowledged the challenges posed by adolescent social dynamics and expressed a willingness to intervene more decisively. Principal Jacobs outlined the school's existing anti-bullying policies and assured Lisa that the administration was committed to fostering a safe environment for all students. The meeting, at its outset, seemed to be progressing as intended, a collaborative effort to address a pressing issue. However, the atmosphere shifted dramatically when Tyler Reynolds, a student implicated in some of the bullying allegations, abruptly interrupted Lisa's account. His sudden interjection was marked by a confrontational tone, accusing Emma of fabricating the harassment claims and manipulating adults to cast herself as a victim. Tyler's accusations went beyond the surface, insinuating that Emma stirred conflict deliberately, exacerbating tensions among students and parents alike. This unexpected outburst caught the school staff off guard. The principal's attempt to maintain order was met with defiance as Tyler continued to challenge the narrative Lisa presented. His behavior disrupted the meeting's flow and raised complex questions about the reliability of the accounts being shared. The disruption forced staff and parents to reevaluate the situation from multiple vantage points, complicating what had appeared to be a straightforward case of victim advocacy. Tyler's interruption was not an isolated incident in his history at Millbrook High. School records revealed a pattern of confrontations and disciplinary issues, though none had escalated to this level of public defiance during a formal meeting. Teachers and counselors acknowledged that Tyler's behavior often reflected deeper emotional challenges and peer conflicts that had not been fully addressed. His sudden outburst suggested a need to explore these underlying factors more thoroughly. The meeting's breakdown underscored the complexity inherent in addressing bullying within a school community. It illuminated the difficulties in balancing the perspectives of students accused of misconduct with those of victims seeking protection. Principal Jacobs recognized that the incident highlighted gaps in communication and the importance of involving all parties in a process aimed at resolution rather than confrontation. Parents present at the meeting were left grappling with conflicting emotions. Some expressed frustration over Tyler's disrespectful behavior and voiced support for Lisa and Emma. Others questioned whether the situation was more nuanced than initially understood, wondering if Tyler's perspective had been unfairly dismissed before the meeting. This division underscored the challenges schools face in achieving consensus amid emotionally charged disputes. The school's counselors were tasked with intervening promptly to assess the emotional states of both Emma and Tyler. They sought to understand the motivations behind Tyler's aggressive defense and to evaluate Emma's experiences in the context of the broader student body. These assessments aim to inform the administration's next steps, ensuring that any actions taken would be sensitive to the needs of all involved. In parallel, Principal Jacobs and her team began reviewing Millbrook High's policies on bullying and student conduct. The meeting's disruption revealed potential shortcomings in procedures designed to handle allegations and disputes. The administration considered whether more structured mediation processes or enhanced training for staff and students could prevent similar incidents in the future. The wider school community watched closely as the situation unfolded. Parents and students alike recognized that the meeting's outcome would set a precedent for how bullying and conflicts were managed moving forward. The incident prompted conversations beyond the immediate parties, sparking discussions about the importance of fostering empathy, accountability, and clear communication within the school environment. Lisa Harper, despite the challenge posed by Tyler's interruption, remained resolute in her commitment to advocate for her daughter. She expressed a desire for the school to take concrete steps to protect Emma and other students from harassment. At the same time, Lisa acknowledged the need for dialogue that included all voices, hoping that understanding the full scope of the conflict would lead to lasting solutions. Tyler's parents, contacted by the school following the meeting, conveyed their concern over their son's behavior and expressed a willingness to cooperate with school officials. They revealed that Tyler had faced difficulties with peer relationships and had sometimes reacted impulsively to perceived threats. Their involvement signaled a potential avenue for collaboration in addressing the root causes of Tyler's conduct. The incident also brought to light the broader challenges facing modern schools in managing student interactions. Adolescents navigate complex social hierarchies and emotional development, often leading to misunderstandings and conflicts that escalate without proper intervention. Millbrook High's experience echoed these universal struggles, emphasizing the need for proactive measures to support students' social and emotional growth. As the investigation into the incident continued, the school prepared to engage in more structured mediation efforts. These sessions aimed to bring together Emma, Tyler, and their families in a controlled environment designed to foster mutual understanding and conflict resolution. The goal was to move beyond blame and disruption toward constructive dialogue. Principal Jacobs emphasized the importance of restoring trust within the school community. She committed to transparency in the process and encouraged parents and students to participate actively in developing strategies to prevent future incidents. The administration recognized that healing the divisions exposed by the meeting required patience, empathy, and a collective commitment to change. Meanwhile, the teachers involved in the meeting reflected on the challenges of balancing advocacy and authority. They recognized the need for clear guidelines during parent-teacher interactions to ensure respect and order without silencing legitimate concerns. Training sessions for staff on conflict de-escalation and communication skills were considered as part of a broader initiative to strengthen the school's culture. Within the student body, the aftermath of the meeting sparked informal conversations about the nature of bullying, accountability, and the importance of standing up for oneself and others. Peer support networks gained renewed attention as students sought ways to create safer social spaces. The incident became a catalyst for student-led efforts to promote inclusivity and respect. Throughout this period, Emma Harper continued to navigate the emotional fallout of the controversy. Support from counselors and her family aimed to bolster her resilience, while the school's response sought to address the environment that had allowed bullying to persist. The path ahead remained uncertain, but the commitment to addressing the challenges raised by the meeting was clear. The parent-teacher meeting at Millbrook High, initially intended as a straightforward forum to address bullying, had instead unveiled deeper complexities. Principal Jacobs and her team faced the difficult task of bridging divides, fostering communication, and reinforcing the school's commitment to student safety and well-being. The evolving situation underscored the necessity of nuanced, compassionate approaches to conflict within educational communities. News of the heated confrontation at Millbrook High School's parent-teacher meeting traveled swiftly beyond the confines of the conference room, rippling through the local community with unexpected force. The incident, which began as a focused discussion about bullying experienced by 15-year-old Emma Harper, had devolved into a public clash when Tyler Reynolds, a fellow student, vocally challenged the claims, igniting a debate that now involved not just two families, but the wider circle of parents, educators, and neighbors invested in the school's welfare. Within days, Conversations about the meeting's disruption sparked intense discourse, both in person and across social media platforms frequented by Millbrook residents. Parents who had not attended the meeting expressed surprise and concern upon hearing the conflicting accounts. Some rallied behind Lisa Harper, emphasizing the importance of protecting children from bullying and supporting families who bravely spoke out. Others, however, questioned the circumstances that led to Tyler's outburst, suggesting that the situation might be more complicated than a simple case of victim and aggressor. Local community groups and neighborhood forums became arenas for spirited discussions. Posts and comments reflected a community grappling with issues of student behavior, school safety, and parental involvement. Many parents voiced frustration about the challenges in maintaining respectful dialogue in an environment where emotions ran high. The incident at Millbrook High became a catalyst for a broader examination of how conflicts between students and families were managed both within and outside school walls. Responding to the growing attention, Millbrook High's administration moved quickly to address concerns and clarify the school's stance. Principal Karen Jacobs issued a statement acknowledging the seriousness of the bullying allegations and reaffirming the school's commitment to student safety. She emphasized that while differing perspectives were inevitable in complex situations, respectful communication remained paramount. The school's leadership vowed to thoroughly investigate the matter and take appropriate action. Simultaneously, the administration launched an internal inquiry into Tyler Reynolds' conduct during the meeting. School officials reviewed video footage from the session, interviewed attendees, and consulted with counselors to assess the nature and impact of Tyler's interruption. The goal was to determine whether his behavior warranted disciplinary measures and to evaluate how such disruptions might be prevented in the future. Teachers and staff who witnessed the event expressed mixed feelings. Some viewed Tyler's outburst as a serious breach of decorum that undermined the meeting's purpose and disrespected the concerns raised by Lisa Harper. Others recognized that Tyler's behavior might stem from underlying issues needing attention and supported interventions focused on guidance rather than punishment alone. Meanwhile, students at Millbrook High were not immune to the fallout. The incident became a topic of conversation in classrooms and hallways, influencing social dynamics and peer relationships. Some students took sides, while others called for greater understanding and support for all involved. Counselors increased outreach efforts to gauge the emotional climate and provide assistance to students affected by the heightened tensions. Lisa Harper, navigating the emotional turbulence of the situation, found herself both supported and scrutinized. Many parents reached out to offer sympathy and solidarity, expressing admiration for her advocacy on behalf of Emma. Yet, the public nature of the conflict also brought unwanted attention and stress, complicating an already difficult family ordeal. In response to the incident's prominence, the school organized additional resources for parents and students. Workshops on communication, conflict resolution, and bullying prevention were scheduled, aiming to equip the community with tools to navigate disagreements constructively. These initiatives sought to transform the volatile episode into an opportunity for growth and healing. Community leaders, including members of the local school board, took note of the situation's impact. Discussions emerged about the need for clearer policies regarding parental involvement in school matters and strategies to foster respectful engagement. The incident underscored the challenges faced by educational institutions in balancing openness with order during emotionally charged interactions. The school's security team, which had been present during the meeting, reviewed their protocols for handling disruptions. Although no physical altercation occurred, the intensity of Tyler's behavior raised concerns about maintaining a safe environment during high-stakes discussions. Plans were developed to ensure that security personnel could intervene swiftly and appropriately should similar situations arise. Amid the community's reaction, varying narratives about Emma and Tyler's relationship surfaced. Some parents described Tyler as a student with a history of confrontational behavior, while others viewed him as a misunderstood youth reacting to pressures beyond the school setting. Emma's supporters highlighted the documented bullying she endured, while those sympathetic to Tyler questioned whether his perspective had been adequately considered. The media also took an interest, with local news outlets reporting on the incident and its implications. Coverage focused on the complexities of bullying in schools, the role of parent-teacher communication, and the challenges administrators face in managing conflicts involving minors. The story resonated with broader themes of adolescent development, mental health, and community responsibility. In the midst of the public discourse, the school's counseling department intensified its efforts to support both families. Counselors met individually with Emma and Tyler, seeking to understand their experiences and emotions. These sessions aimed to provide a safe space for expression and to inform the school's approach to mediation and conflict resolution. The broader community's response revealed deep-seated concerns about the safety and well-being of students. Parents called for increased transparency and accountability from the school, while advocating for measures that would prevent bullying and promote inclusivity. The incident at Millbrook High became a focal point for discussions about how best to balance disciplinary action with empathy and support. As the dust settled from the initial shock, the school prepared to facilitate mediation sessions designed to bring Emma, Tyler, and their families together. These efforts were framed as essential steps toward rebuilding trust and fostering mutual understanding. The school board expressed support for these initiatives, emphasizing the importance of collaborative solutions. Throughout the community, the incident prompted reflection on the roles that parents, teachers, and students play in creating a respectful and safe school environment. The disruption at the parent-teacher meeting served as a stark reminder that open dialogue requires not only the sharing of concerns, but also the willingness to listen and engage constructively. Lisa Harper voiced hope that the school's response would translate into meaningful change. She emphasized the need for ongoing vigilance against bullying and for fostering a culture where students felt supported rather than divided. Tyler's parents, while acknowledging their son's missteps, expressed a desire for understanding and assistance to help him navigate his challenges. The ripple effects of the parent-teacher meeting disruption continued to influence Millbrook High's community life. School officials worked to harness the energy generated by the incident into positive initiatives, promoting awareness and education around bullying and conflict resolution. The event underscored the interconnectedness of students' experiences, family dynamics, and institutional responses. In the weeks following the incident, the school district began reviewing its policies on student conduct and parent engagement. Recommendations emerged for enhanced training for staff in managing difficult conversations, clearer guidelines for meetings involving parents and students, and expanded mental health resources. These steps reflected a growing recognition that addressing conflict requires a comprehensive, community-wide approach. The story of the May 2024 meeting became a reference point in Millbrook, illustrating both the challenges and opportunities inherent in confronting bullying and fostering healthy school relationships. While the confrontation had exposed fractures, it also opened pathways for dialogue and reform. As the school year progressed, the community remained attentive to developments, hopeful that the lessons learned would lead to a more compassionate and respectful environment. The incident, though painful, served as a catalyst for renewed commitment to the safety and dignity of every student at Millbrook High. During the parent-teacher meeting at Millbrook High School in May 2024, tensions reached a boiling point when Tyler Reynolds, a 15-year-old student, launched a vehement verbal attack against Lisa Harper and her daughter Emma. The meeting, originally convened to address Emma's reports of bullying, rapidly escalated into a heated confrontation that left all present visibly shaken. as Lisa Harper began recounting the ongoing harassment her daughter had endured. Tyler abruptly interrupted, his voice sharp and accusatory. He challenged the veracity of Emma's claims, accusing her of fabricating stories and manipulating school officials. His words were not limited to questioning the bullying allegations. Tyler directed personal attacks at Lisa, suggesting that she was overreacting and unfairly targeting students. The intensity of his outburst caught everyone by surprise, disrupting the meeting's intended purpose. Lisa's face flushed with a mixture of shock and hurt. She struggled to maintain her composure as Tyler's accusations undermined the narrative she had carefully prepared. The emotional weight of the situation became palpable, with other parents and staff members exchanging concerned glances. The room's atmosphere shifted from one of cautious cooperation to palpable tension. Principal Karen Jacobs attempted to interject, urging Tyler to allow Lisa to continue her presentation. "Tyler, please respect this forum and let Mrs. Harper speak," she said firmly, her voice striving to restore order. Tyler, however, refused to relent. His voice grew louder and his accusations more pointed, challenging not only Lisa's account, but the school's handling of the bullying reports. As Tyler raised his voice, Lisa's distress became more apparent. Tears welled in her eyes, and her voice trembled as she attempted to respond. "Emma has been hurting, and she needs help. This isn't about blame, it's about making sure she's safe," she said, her words met with a mixture of sympathy and unease from those present. The verbal altercation escalated rapidly. Tyler accused Lisa of exaggerating and turning a blind eye to Emma's own role in conflicts with other students. He claimed that Emma provoked situations and that the bullying narrative was a cover for her behavior. These assertions ignited murmurs among the parents, some nodding in agreement, while others frowned in disbelief. Teachers present at the meeting found themselves caught between the competing narratives. Several attempted to mediate, reminding both parties of the meeting's purpose and the need for respectful discourse. Despite these efforts, the confrontation intensified, with Tyler's refusal to back down forcing administrators to act. School security personnel, who had been quietly observing the meeting from the periphery, stepped in as Tyler's volume and aggression increased. When he refused to comply with requests to moderate his behavior, staff moved to escort him from the room. Tyler resisted initially, vocally protesting the decision and accusing the school of silencing him. His defiance heightened the tension, requiring a careful yet firm approach by security. The removal of Tyler brought a brief lull to the meeting, allowing Lisa and the school staff to regain composure. The incident left an indelible mark on everyone present, underscoring the emotional stakes involved and the complexities of addressing bullying allegations within a charged environment. In the days following the meeting, the school administration reviewed the events in detail. Video recordings of the session were examined, and interviews were conducted with attendees to piece together a comprehensive account. The investigation focused not only on Tyler's disruptive conduct, but also on the underlying issues fueling the confrontation. Tyler's behavior was assessed in the context of his academic and disciplinary history. Records revealed prior incidents involving defiance and conflicts with peers, though none had escalated to the level witnessed during the meeting. Counselors noted that Tyler displayed signs of frustration and emotional distress related to his social interactions, suggesting that his outburst was symptomatic of deeper challenges. Lisa Harper, meanwhile, remained steadfast in her commitment to advocating for Emma. She expressed profound disappointment over Tyler's attacks, but emphasized her resolve to seek meaningful change. In interviews with school staff, Lisa detailed the emotional toll the confrontation had taken on her family, highlighting the urgency of addressing bullying comprehensively. The school faced the difficult task of balancing disciplinary measures with support. Tyler was temporarily suspended pending further review. A decision communicated to his parents, along with an invitation to collaborate on interventions aimed at addressing his behavioral issues. The administration underscored that the suspension was not solely punitive, but part of a broader strategy to promote positive change. School counselors increased outreach efforts, offering support to both Emma and Tyler. Recognizing the emotional complexity of the situation, they facilitated individual sessions to help each student process the events and begin healing. These efforts were complemented by plans for mediation designed to foster dialogue between the families in a controlled, respectful setting. The incident also prompted reflection among school staff regarding protocols for parent-teacher meetings. Training sessions were scheduled to equip teachers and administrators with skills in conflict de-escalation and managing emotionally charged discussions. The goal was to prevent similar disruptions and ensure that meetings could serve their intended collaborative purposes. Parents who attended the meeting recounted the experience with mixed emotions. Some expressed empathy for Lisa and frustration at Tyler's behavior, while others sympathized with the pressures Tyler faced. The event sparked conversations among families about the challenges of adolescence, the impact of bullying, and the importance of communication. Community reactions extended beyond the school. Local organizations focused on youth development and mental health reached out to offer resources and support. The incident highlighted the interconnectedness of school environments and community well-being, emphasizing the need for comprehensive approaches to student challenges. Throughout this period, the emotional landscape for Emma remained fragile. The confrontation had intensified feelings of vulnerability and isolation. Her family worked closely with counselors to provide a supportive environment, focusing on rebuilding confidence and ensuring her safety within the school. Tyler's parents, confronted with the consequences of their son's actions, expressed concern and a willingness to engage constructively. They acknowledged the need for addressing underlying issues contributing to Tyler's behavior and committed to working with the school to support his development. As the school prepared for the next steps, including mediation sessions and policy reviews. The incident at the May meeting stood as a stark reminder of the complexities inherent in addressing bullying and student conflicts. It underscored the necessity of patience, empathy, and structured intervention to navigate such challenges effectively. The community watched closely, hopeful that the administration's response would lead to reconciliation and meaningful change. The events of that evening remained a touchstone in ongoing discussions about student welfare, parental involvement, and the importance of fostering a safe, respectful educational environment. In the aftermath of the chaotic parent-teacher meeting at Millbrook High School, the administration launched a comprehensive investigation into the events that had unfolded. The inquiry aimed to thoroughly examine the circumstances surrounding Tyler Reynolds' disruptive behavior and assess the broader context of the bullying allegations involving Emma Harper. This process involved reviewing video footage, conducting interviews with witnesses, and evaluating the histories and emotional states of the students involved. School officials began by carefully analyzing the recorded video of the meeting, which captured Tyler's abrupt interruption and subsequent verbal assault on Lisa Harper. The footage revealed not only the intensity of Tyler's outburst, but also the responses of staff members and other attendees. Principal Karen Jacobs and her team used the recordings to piece together an accurate timeline and to identify key moments that required further attention. Witness interviews formed a critical component of the investigation. Teachers present during the meeting provided detailed accounts of the atmosphere before, during, and after the disruption. Their testimonies offered insight into the challenges of managing the confrontation and the immediate efforts to de-escalate tensions. Several parents who attended were also interviewed, sharing their perceptions and emotional reactions to the incident. These narratives highlighted the division within the community, and the emotional stakes involved for all parties. Attention then turned to Tyler Reynolds' background. School counselors and administrators reviewed his academic records, disciplinary history, and social interactions within the student body. Tyler had a documented pattern of confrontations and defiance, though none had reached the level of intensity witnessed during the parent-teacher meeting. Counselors noted signs of emotional distress and difficulty in managing peer relationships, suggesting that his outburst was symptomatic of unresolved underlying issues. Simultaneously, Emma Harper's situation was reassessed in light of the investigation. Counselors conducted in-depth interviews with her to understand the nature and impact of the bullying she reported. Emma described feelings of isolation, anxiety, and fear that had affected her academic performance and social life. Her accounts were corroborated by teachers who had observed changes in her behavior and mood over recent months. The investigation also considered the broader school environment. Discussions with staff revealed challenges in effectively addressing bullying and mediating conflicts among students. While policies were in place, the incident exposed potential gaps in enforcement and communication. Administrators acknowledged the need for a more proactive and comprehensive approach to student well-being. As part of the inquiry, counselors met individually with both Emma and Tyler to assess their emotional states and to provide support during this difficult time. These sessions allowed the students to express their feelings and perspectives outside the charged atmosphere of the public meeting. The counselors' observations informed recommendations for interventions tailored to each student's needs. The investigation's findings underscored the complexity of the situation. Tyler's disruptive behavior was attributed to a combination of personal struggles and social pressures, rather than mere defiance. School officials recognized that addressing such behavior required a balance of accountability and support. Meanwhile, Emma's experiences highlighted the ongoing challenges faced by students subjected to bullying and the importance of timely, effective responses. Following the investigation, the school administration convened to determine appropriate disciplinary and supportive measures. Tyler was suspended for his conduct during the meeting, with the suspension intended not only as a consequence, but also as an opportunity for reflection and growth. His parents were engaged in discussions about interventions, including counseling and behavioral support, aimed at addressing the root causes of his actions. For Emma, the school reinforced support systems, increasing access to counseling and implementing measures to ensure her safety and comfort within the school environment. Teachers received guidance on monitoring and responding to bullying behaviors, while administrators reviewed protocols for reporting and investigating such incidents. The investigation also prompted the school to revisit its policies and procedures. Recommendations emerged for enhanced training of staff in conflict resolution and crisis management, as well as the establishment of clearer guidelines for parent-teacher meetings to prevent future disruptions. The administration explored the introduction of mediation programs designed to facilitate communication and understanding between students and families. Community members were kept informed of the investigation's progress and outcomes through official communications from Principal Jacobs. Transparency was prioritized to rebuild trust and demonstrate the school's commitment to addressing the issues raised. Parents were encouraged to participate in upcoming forums and workshops focused on bullying prevention and positive school culture. The investigation's findings served as a foundation for ongoing efforts to improve the school climate. Collaborative initiatives involving students, parents, teachers, and counselors were developed to promote empathy, respect, and accountability. The administration recognized that sustainable change required a community-wide commitment to fostering a safe and supportive environment. Throughout the process, both Emma and Tyler remained central to the school's focus. Their experiences and needs shaped the nature of interventions and the design of support services. Counselors continued to work closely with the families to ensure that the measures implemented addressed not only disciplinary concerns, but also emotional and social well-being. The inquiry into the May meeting revealed the multifaceted nature of school conflicts, where personal histories, social dynamics, and institutional policies intersect. Millbrook High's leadership acknowledged that while disciplinary actions were necessary, they must be coupled with compassion and resources to support students' development. As the school prepared to move forward, the investigation's insights informed plans for mediation sessions aimed at fostering dialogue between Emma, Tyler, and their families. These sessions were envisioned as opportunities to rebuild relationships, clarify misunderstandings, and develop shared commitments to respectful conduct. The administration also scheduled forums for parents and community members to engage in conversations about bullying, student behavior, and effective communication. These events sought to empower stakeholders with knowledge and strategies to contribute positively to the school environment. In the days and weeks following the investigation, the school's commitment to transparency and inclusivity helped to ease some of the community's tensions. While challenges remained, the process underscored the potential for growth and healing when conflicts are addressed openly and thoughtfully. The experience at Millbrook High became a case study in the complexities of adolescent interactions and the critical role of schools in managing these dynamics. It highlighted the need for continuous reflection, adaptation, and collaboration to create educational spaces where every student feels safe, heard, and valued. As the investigation concluded, the school's focus shifted toward implementation, translating findings into action that would prevent future incidents and promote a culture of respect. The lessons learned served as a guide for staff, students, and families alike, emphasizing the shared responsibility in cultivating a positive and inclusive school community. After concluding a thorough review of the parent-teacher meeting disruption and the behaviors involved, Millbrook High School's administration took decisive disciplinary action against Tyler Reynolds. The decision to suspend Tyler stemmed from his repeated refusal to comply with staff instructions during the meeting, his overt disrespect toward a parent advocating for her daughter, and the overall disruption he caused to a critical school forum. The suspension was communicated formally to Tyler's parents through a detailed letter outlining the reasons behind the disciplinary measure. The school emphasized that while Tyler's actions were unacceptable and warranted consequences, the goal was not solely punitive. Instead, the suspension aimed to serve as a clear message about the importance of respectful conduct and to encourage reflection and behavioral change. Principal Karen Jacobs met with Tyler's parents to discuss the suspension and explore avenues for support. The meeting was candid and collaborative, acknowledging the challenges Tyler faced while underscoring the necessity of accountability. Tyler's parents expressed concern over the impact of the suspension, but recognized the school's responsibility to maintain order and safety. They committed to working with school officials to address Tyler's behavioral issues. The suspension period was designed not only as a time of consequence, but also as an opportunity for Tyler to engage in targeted interventions. The school recommended counseling sessions focused on anger management, conflict resolution, and social skills development. These services aim to address underlying issues contributing to Tyler's disruptive behavior and to equip him with tools for more constructive interactions in the future. Simultaneously, the administration coordinated with Tyler's family to develop a reintegration plan for his return to school. This plan included clear expectations for conduct, regular check-ins with counselors, and involvement in peer support groups. The goal was to foster a supportive environment that encouraged positive change and minimized the risk of recidivism. Throughout the suspension, the school maintained open lines of communication with Tyler's family. Counselors provided updates on available resources and checked in regarding his progress. The collaborative approach aimed to create a network of support extending beyond the school walls and involving family members in the behavioral improvement process. Meanwhile, the suspension served as a signal to the broader school community about the consequences of disrespectful and disruptive behavior. The administration reinforced the message through assemblies and communications that underscored the importance of respectful dialogue, especially during forums designed to address sensitive issues such as bullying. Teachers and staff received additional guidance on managing challenging behaviors and supporting students returning from suspension. Training sessions focused on creating inclusive classrooms where all students felt safe and valued while maintaining clear behavioral expectations. The school also took steps to support students who had been affected by the incident, including Emma Harper. Recognizing the emotional toll such events can take, counselors increased their availability and outreach. They worked closely with Emma and her family to ensure she felt secure and supported upon returning to the school environment. In parallel to disciplinary actions, Millbrook High emphasized restorative justice principles. The administration sought to balance accountability with opportunities for reconciliation and healing. Plans were made to facilitate mediation between Tyler and Emma, with the aim of fostering understanding and repairing relationships damaged by the confrontation. The mediation process was designed to be structured and supervised, allowing both students and their families to express their perspectives in a safe space. Facilitators aimed to guide conversations toward empathy, mutual respect, and the development of strategies to prevent future conflicts. Tyler's suspension also prompted reflection within the school community about the factors that contribute to disruptive behavior. Educators acknowledged the need to identify and address students' emotional and social challenges proactively. The incident underscored the importance of early intervention, mental health support, and positive behavioral reinforcement. Parents, too, played a vital role in the response. Tyler's parents' willingness to engage with the school and support their son's development was noted as a positive factor in the disciplinary process. Their cooperation set an example for parental involvement in addressing student conduct issues constructively. The school's approach to Tyler's suspension was informed by best practices in adolescent development and behavioral management. Rather than isolating the student, the administration sought to integrate disciplinary measures within a framework of support and growth. Communication with the student body emphasized that consequences for misconduct were coupled with opportunities for learning and improvement. This balanced messaging aimed to foster a culture where students understood the impact of their actions and were motivated to make positive choices. As the suspension period progressed, Tyler engaged in counseling and support programs, showing signs of increased self-awareness and willingness to change. His counselors reported progress in coping strategies and interpersonal skills, though they acknowledged that continued effort would be necessary. Plans were made to gradually reintroduce Tyler to the school community, starting with limited interaction and increasing as he demonstrated consistent positive behavior. This phased approach aimed to ease his transition and reduce the potential for conflict. The school also took this opportunity to revisit and strengthen its policies on student conduct. Clear guidelines regarding expectations during meetings involving parents and staff were developed to prevent future disruptions. Protocols for de-escalation and intervention were refined, with training provided to staff and security personnel. Throughout the process, Principal Jacobs maintained communication with both families, emphasizing the school's commitment to safety, respect, and the well-being of all students. She acknowledged the challenges but expressed confidence in the collaborative efforts underway. The suspension of Tyler Reynolds was a pivotal moment for Millbrook High, signaling a commitment to uphold standards of respect and civility while supporting students' growth. It highlighted the complex balance schools must strike between discipline and empathy in addressing adolescent behavior. As Tyler prepared to return to school, the administration and his family remained focused on ensuring that the lessons learned translated into lasting change. The school community watched closely, hopeful that the combined efforts of discipline, counseling, and mediation would foster a safer and more respectful environment for everyone. The incident served as a catalyst for broader conversations about student behavior, parental involvement, and the role of schools in guiding youth through challenging developmental stages. Millbrook High's response underscored the importance of a comprehensive, compassionate approach to discipline, one that holds students accountable while providing the support necessary for positive transformation. In the weeks following Tyler Reynolds' suspension, Millbrook High School took significant steps to address the tensions that had arisen within its community. Recognizing that punitive measures alone could not heal the divisions exposed by the parent-teacher meeting disruption, the administration prioritized mediation and community dialogue as central components of its response strategy. The school organized a series of mediation sessions designed to bring together Tyler, Emma Harper, and their respective families. These sessions were carefully facilitated by trained counselors experienced in conflict resolution and adolescent psychology. The objective was to create a safe, structured environment in which all parties could express their perspectives, acknowledge grievances, and work toward mutual understanding. During the initial mediation meetings, emotions ran high. Emma's family voiced their ongoing concerns about the bullying and the emotional strain imposed by Tyler's outburst at the previous meeting. Tyler and his parents, meanwhile, articulated feelings of frustration and misunderstanding, emphasizing Tyler's struggles with social pressures and his perception of being unfairly targeted. The mediators guided the conversations with sensitivity, encouraging active listening and empathy. Both families were encouraged to recognize the impact of their actions and words on one another. Over time, the dialogue shifted from confrontation to collaboration, fostering an atmosphere where healing could begin. These mediation efforts were complemented by broader community forums convened by the school. Open to all parents, students, and staff, these forums provided a platform to discuss bullying, communication, and conflict resolution strategies. The sessions featured presentations by mental health professionals and educators, highlighting the importance of empathy, respect, and proactive intervention. Attendance at the forums was strong, reflecting the community's investment in addressing the issues brought to light by the incident. Parents shared their experiences and concerns, while school officials outlined ongoing initiatives to improve safety and support for students. The forums fostered a sense of collective responsibility and encouraged participants to collaborate in creating a more inclusive environment. In addition to formal mediation and forums, the school launched peer-led initiatives aimed at promoting kindness and inclusivity. Student groups organized campaigns against bullying, facilitated workshops on emotional intelligence, and created support networks for vulnerable peers. These grassroots efforts helped to rebuild trust among students and empowered them to take ownership of their social climate. Counselors increased their availability, offering both individual and group sessions focused on coping skills, anger management, and effective communication. The emphasis was on equipping students with tools to navigate conflicts constructively and to seek help when needed. Parents were also engaged through workshops designed to enhance their understanding of adolescent development and the dynamics of bullying. These sessions provided guidance on how to support children facing social challenges and how to collaborate effectively with schools in addressing behavioral issues. Throughout these efforts, the school maintained a transparent and inclusive approach. Regular updates were provided to the community via newsletters and meetings, ensuring that progress and challenges were openly communicated. This transparency helped to rebuild confidence and foster a shared commitment to positive change. The mediation between Tyler and Emma's families culminated in a mutual agreement to support each other's children in fostering respectful interactions moving forward. While acknowledging that the path to full reconciliation would take time. Both families expressed hope for improved relations and a safer school environment. School staff reflected on the lessons learned from the incident and its aftermath. Professional development sessions were held to enhance teachers' skills in managing conflicts and supporting students' emotional needs. The administration committed to ongoing evaluation of policies and practices to ensure they remained responsive to the community's evolving needs. The combined efforts of mediation, community engagement, and educational initiatives began to yield tangible improvements. Reports of bullying decreased, and students expressed a greater sense of safety and belonging. The school's climate surveys indicated increased satisfaction among parents and staff. Importantly, the experience prompted a cultural shift within Millbrook High. The community embraced a more proactive stance on communication, emphasizing dialogue over confrontation and empathy over judgment. The incident served as a catalyst for strengthening relationships among students, families, and educators. Tyler and Emma's story became emblematic of the challenges and possibilities inherent in adolescent social dynamics. Their journey through conflict and mediation highlighted the importance of support systems and the potential for growth when individuals commit to understanding one another. The school's comprehensive response also drew attention from neighboring districts, inspiring similar initiatives aimed at fostering respectful school communities. Millbrook High's experience underscored the value of combining disciplinary action with restorative practices and community involvement. As the school year progressed, the administration continued to monitor the situation closely. Ongoing support for both Tyler and Emma was maintained, with counselors providing guidance tailored to their evolving needs. The families remained engaged in open communication with the school, reinforcing a partnership aimed at promoting student well-being. The broader community benefited from the increased awareness and resources dedicated to bullying prevention and conflict resolution. Parents reported feeling more empowered to address concerns constructively, and students noted improvements in peer relationships. The incident and its aftermath also prompted reflections on parental involvement in school matters. The community recognized the need for clear guidelines and respectful communication channels that facilitate collaboration without escalating tensions. Millbrook High's experience demonstrated that, while conflicts are inevitable in any social environment, the manner in which they are addressed can transform challenges into opportunities for growth. The school's commitment to mediation and dialogue exemplified a holistic approach to student welfare. In the months following the mediation and forums, the school celebrated milestones in rebuilding trust and fostering inclusivity. Events highlighting diversity, kindness, and community service became staples of the school calendar, reinforcing positive values. Students like Tyler and Emma, once at odds, gradually found common ground and participated in initiatives aimed at improving the school culture. Their evolving relationship symbolized the potential for reconciliation and mutual respect. The school's leadership acknowledged that sustaining these gains required ongoing effort and vigilance. Plans were made to institutionalize mediation programs and to continue engaging families and students in conversations about respect and empathy. Through these concerted efforts, Millbrook High sought not only to address the immediate fallout from the meeting's disruption, but also to build a foundation for a healthier, more supportive educational environment. The community's willingness to confront difficult issues openly and work collaboratively became a testament to its resilience and dedication to its students' futures. Lisa Harper felt a cautious sense of relief as the school's mediation efforts and community dialogues progressed. Yet, a persistent undercurrent of concern remained. The emotional toll on her daughter Emma had been profound, and while steps were being taken to address bullying and promote understanding, Lisa remained vigilant about the lasting impact these events could have on her family. In conversations with school counselors and administrators, Lisa expressed appreciation for the increased attention to Emma's well-being and the school's commitment to fostering a safer environment. However, she was candid about the anxiety and emotional strain Emma endured throughout the ordeal. From the initial bullying incidents to the public confrontation during the parent-teacher meeting and the subsequent community scrutiny, Lisa recounted how Emma's confidence had been shaken, describing days when her daughter retreated into silence or showed signs of distress. She worried about the lingering effects on Emma's academic performance and social development, recognizing that healing from such experiences would require time and consistent support. Despite these challenges, Lisa remained determined to advocate on Emma's behalf. She attended workshops and community forums organized by the school, seeking to better understand the dynamics of bullying and the resources available to families. Lisa's involvement extended beyond her daughter's immediate situation, driven by a desire to help shape a school culture where no child would feel marginalized or unsafe. Throughout the process, Lisa maintained open communication with school staff, collaborating on strategies to support Emma's reintegration and emotional recovery. She emphasized the importance of consistent monitoring and timely intervention should new issues arise. Lisa's partnership with counselors and teachers became a cornerstone of Emma's path toward resilience. Tyler Reynolds' parents, too, participated actively in the efforts to resolve the conflict. Acknowledging their son's challenges, they expressed a commitment to working closely with the school to address behavioral concerns and support Tyler's growth. Their willingness to engage constructively helped ease tensions and fostered a cooperative atmosphere. In private conversations, Tyler's parents shared their own reflections on the pressures their son faced, including difficulties with peer relationships and emotional regulation. They recognized the need for patience and guidance as Tyler navigated the repercussions of his actions and worked toward positive change. Both families, while navigating the complexities of their intertwined experiences, voiced hope that the mediation and counseling efforts would lead to healing, not only for their children, but for the broader school community. They acknowledged that rebuilding trust required time, empathy, and sustained effort. Lisa spoke candidly about her mixed feelings, relief tempered by ongoing concern. She expressed gratitude for the support Emma received, but remained wary of potential setbacks. The public nature of the confrontation had exposed her family to scrutiny, adding layers of stress beyond the immediate school environment. At home, Lisa observed the subtle ways in which the incident continued to affect Emma. There were moments of withdrawal, hesitations about social interactions, and occasional expressions of frustration or sadness. Lisa sought to create a nurturing space, encouraging Emma to share her feelings and reminding her of her strength. The school's counselors provided resources and recommended strategies for Lisa to help Emma build resilience. Mindfulness exercises, journaling, and engagement in extracurricular activities were among the tools suggested to foster emotional well-being. Lisa embraced these recommendations, integrating them into daily routines. Conversations with other parents who had witnessed the parent-teacher meeting's disruption revealed a shared sense of concern and empathy. Many expressed support for Lisa's advocacy and a desire to contribute to a safer, more respectful school environment. This community solidarity offered Lisa a measure of comfort amid the ongoing challenges. Tyler's parents, while confronting their own emotions, underscored the importance of understanding adolescent development and the complexities of behavior. They expressed hope that with appropriate support, Tyler could learn from his mistakes and develop healthier ways of interacting. Both families recognized the value of the school's mediation sessions in opening lines of communication and reducing animosity. Though not all wounds had healed, the willingness to engage in dialogue marked a positive step forward. Lisa reflected on the broader implications of the incident. She acknowledged that the confrontation had exposed systemic issues. within the school's approach to bullying and conflict resolution, highlighting the need for ongoing vigilance and improvement. Her experience fueled a commitment to advocacy, not only for Emma, but for all students vulnerable to harassment. The family's experiences also underscored the emotional complexity of adolescent conflicts. The intertwining of personal histories, social dynamics, and institutional responses created a landscape fraught with challenges, but also opportunities for growth. Lisa's dedication extended to participating in school committees focused on student welfare and parent engagement. Her voice contributed to shaping policies aimed at promoting inclusivity and proactive intervention. She sought to ensure that the lessons learned from Emma's experience translated into concrete changes benefiting future students. Throughout this period, communication between Lisa and Tyler's parents remained respectful and collaborative. While differences remained, the shared commitment to their children's well-being fostered a spirit of cooperation. Both families recognized that healing was an ongoing process, requiring patience and understanding. The school's counselors continued to provide support to Emma and Tyler, monitoring their progress and adjusting interventions as needed. They emphasized the importance of building trust and resilience, recognizing that recovery from such conflicts was neither linear nor swift. Lisa remained attentive to Emma's emotional cues, advocating for flexibility in academic expectations when necessary, and encouraging participation in supportive peer groups. She celebrated small victories and milestones, mindful of the gradual nature of healing. In community discussions, Lisa's story resonated with other parents grappling with similar challenges. Her candidness about the emotional toll and the need for systemic change contributed to a broader dialogue about student mental health and school climate. Tyler's parents echoed these sentiments, expressing gratitude for the school's support and a renewed commitment to fostering positive behaviors in their son. They acknowledged the importance of partnership between families and schools in navigating adolescence. The shared journey of these families highlighted the interconnectedness of individual experiences and community well-being. Their willingness to engage openly and constructively exemplified a path toward reconciliation and growth. Lisa's reflections underscored the enduring impact of the incident, but also the potential for transformation when challenges are met with empathy and collaboration. Her advocacy became a beacon for others, inspiring efforts to create safer, more supportive educational environments. As Emma continued to rebuild her confidence and sense of safety, Lisa remained a steadfast advocate and partner in the ongoing work to nurture her daughter's well-being. The family's experience served as a poignant reminder of the human dimensions behind school conflicts and the importance of sustained support. Together, Lisa, Tyler's parents, school staff, and the wider community embarked on a collective endeavor to heal divisions, promote respect, and ensure that every student could thrive free from fear and marginalization. The incident at Millbrook High School in May 2024, the tense parent-teacher meeting disrupted by Tyler Reynolds' outburst, sparked a series of reflections and reforms that would shape the school district's approach to student conduct and parental involvement for years to come. As the immediate conflict settled, educators, parents, and administrators began examining the broader implications of the event and the lessons it offered about school culture, communication, and youth development. In the months following the disruption, the school district initiated a comprehensive review of its policies related to bullying prevention, student behavior, and parental engagement. This review involved input from a wide array of stakeholders, including teachers, counselors, students, parents, and experts in adolescent psychology and conflict resolution. The goal was to create a more proactive and holistic framework to address the complex realities of student interactions and family dynamics within the school community. One key outcome of the review was the development of clearer guidelines governing conduct during school meetings, particularly those involving parents and students. The district recognized that while open dialogue was essential, maintaining respect and order was equally critical to productive communication. New protocols were established, detailing expectations for behavior, procedures for handling disruptions, and mechanisms for ensuring that all voices could be heard without intimidation or hostility. Additionally, the school district expanded training programs for staff, focusing on conflict de-escalation, cultural competence, and trauma-informed approaches. Educators and administrators were equipped with tools to recognize signs of distress among students, to intervene effectively in bullying situations, and to facilitate restorative conversations that emphasized understanding and accountability over punishment alone. Mental health resources within the schools were bolstered as well. Counselors received increased support and professional development to address the emotional and social challenges faced by students like Emma Harper and Tyler Reynolds. The district also introduced peer support initiatives and social-emotional learning curricula designed to foster empathy, resilience, and positive relationships among students. Parent involvement was reimagined as a collaborative partnership rather than a source of potential conflict. The district established regular forums for parents to engage with school staff, share concerns, and participate in decision-making processes. These forums emphasized respectful communication and mutual understanding, aiming to bridge divides and build trust between families and educators. The incident's public profile drew attention from neighboring districts and educational organizations, prompting wider discussions about best practices in managing complex student and family conflicts. Millbrook High's experience became a case study illustrating the challenges schools face in balancing discipline, support, and community engagement. Within the Millbrook community, the story of Tyler and Emma came to symbolize the nuanced realities of adolescent behavior and the importance of comprehensive, compassionate responses. Their journey through conflict, mediation, and healing highlighted the potential for growth when schools, families, and students work collaboratively. The district's reforms spurred ongoing dialogue about the role of digital technology in school safety and communication. Concerns about privacy, surveillance, and the use of social media to both harm and help students were addressed through updated policies and educational efforts aimed at promoting responsible digital citizenship. Emma Harper's experience, while deeply personal, informed broader initiatives aimed at supporting vulnerable students. Scholarships and programs were established in her name to encourage advocacy and leadership in bullying prevention and mental health awareness. These initiatives sought to transform adversity into opportunity, empowering students to become agents of positive change. Tyler Reynolds' path toward rehabilitation and growth was supported by sustained counseling and mentorship programs. His story underscored the importance of addressing underlying issues and providing second chances, allowing students to learn from mistakes and build healthier futures. The school district's commitment to transparency and community involvement fostered a culture of accountability and continuous improvement. Regular assessments of school climate and student well-being became integral to policy development and resource allocation. Nationally, the Millbrook incident contributed to conversations about juvenile justice, school discipline, and the balance between safety and rehabilitation. Advocates cited the case as an example of the complexities involved in responding to youth behavior within educational settings, highlighting the need for nuanced approaches that consider developmental, social, and emotional factors. As the years passed, the lessons learned from the May 2024 meeting remained embedded in Millbrook High's ethos. The school evolved into a community where empathy and respect were cultivated alongside academic achievement. Students were encouraged to voice concerns and engage in constructive dialogue, supported by systems designed to address conflict proactively. Parents became active partners in fostering a positive school climate, equipped with resources and forums to collaborate effectively. Teachers and Administrators embraced ongoing professional development, recognizing that the challenges of adolescence required adaptability and compassion. Emma and Tyler's experiences continued to resonate as reminders of the human impact behind policy decisions and disciplinary actions. Their stories underscored the importance of seeing students not just as subjects of enforcement, but as individuals shaped by complex circumstances deserving of support and understanding. The incident's ripple effects extended beyond the school walls, influencing community attitudes toward youth development and education. Local organizations partnered with schools to provide comprehensive support services, recognizing that student well-being was a shared responsibility. In commemorating the progress made, Millbrook High held annual events dedicated to promoting kindness, inclusion, and mental health awareness. These gatherings honored the resilience of students and families and reaffirmed the community's commitment to learning from its past. Ultimately, the disruption at the parent-teacher meeting became a defining moment for Millbrook High and its district, a catalyst that transformed challenges into opportunities for growth, collaboration, and healing. The collective response demonstrated that while conflicts are inevitable, the manner in which they are addressed can shape the fabric of a community and the futures of its youth.